Welcome to CONNECT-icut Health and Wellness Practitioners YouTube channel. My name is L Besson and I'm passionate about bringing you great practitioners and promoting and educating about health and wellness throughout the state of Connecticut. Today we are going to be learning about navigating relationships with Penny Cohen.
Every time it rains, pennies from heaven.
I'm going to just introduce you to Penny real quick. She is a leading-edge transformational psychotherapist, life coach, and author. Penny empowers individuals, this is important, she empowers individuals through offering transformational self-help tools intended to be used over a lifetime in order to stay connected and in the flow of a higher state of consciousness. Penny's wealth of knowledge is impressive, but it's her embodiment of her work that is inspirational. So welcome, Penny.
Thank you, Stephanie.
Thank you for coming.
Delighted to be here.
And would you like to start from the top about relationships from the beginning?
From the beginning of time, right? Well, at least from the beginning of life or beginning of incarnation. The way I like to explain it is that we have a soul. And the soul comes into a body. And the body has an RNA and DNA passed down from generation to generation. So that means we have influences from our ancestors ingrained within us in the DNA. Also, we come into a body and we come into a family. And the family has certain emotional charges, as do we, and like attracts like. So we come into this family with lessons to learn. That's what relationships are all about. And it could be a relationship with parents, it could be a relationship with friends, with business, with ourselves. So relationship covers an awful lot now. There are very healthy relationships and very dysfunctional ones.
So from our ancestral lineage also has the different charges and how we relate with other ones.
Absolutely. So we have tendencies towards acting a certain way based on ancestral lineage influences. This is where a lot of addictions come from, a lot of compulsions, and we don't understand what's causing it. And it's not necessarily just the conditioning from our parents, right, like so many people talk about.
Right.
Okay? So it's bottom line, we want to learn how to open to love. That's what relationships are all about. And if we have a relationship in our life that's in discord, it usually means there's something within us that's in discord from our higher self or from our soul.
And that could lead to my next question of the cosmic mirror.
Right. The cosmic mirror is based on the law of projection and reflection, meaning that whatever we put out comes back, such as we and whatever I think of you is based on me. So what I think of you is my perception of you, which goes out to the universe. What I think you're thinking of me is mine. It goes out to the universe. Whatever's going on, it's all my thoughts, my perceptions, and my projections. And we put that out. I call it the cosmic mirror. It's or like a disco ball with mirrors inverted. And so, or an oval mirror. What we put out literally comes back through our own thoughts, feelings, hunches, symbols, signs, or other people reflecting what's going on inside us. That's the cosmic mirror.
Do you want to give a little example of one of this, a piece of it?
You know, I get a lot of couples that might come, and usually it's the woman who will say that he's not available emotionally. And I'll say, well, how available are you emotionally? And she'll say, well, I get upset, I cry, I scream. I'm available emotionally. And that's where I get to a little deeper place. You might be available emotionally, but you're not available on a feeling level. Because I believe feelings are deeper than emotions. Emotions are acting out of deeper feelings, meaning crying, screaming. Those are emotions.
And behaviors.
And behaviors. How do you feel as deep inside as a result of these emotions? And when you can get to these deeper feelings, that's when you can begin to heal them. And so we're talking now about the law of projection, the law of perception, and the law of reflection. Now that's showing us something about ourselves, where we've closed off to love from our higher self. Okay? Now, and what I mean by that is, it could come from any subtle little thing. A mother yells at us for something, or forgets to pick us up at school, or is late to pick us up at school on time. We formulate the belief, I'm not worthy, I'm not important. That's what we have to work on changing. Okay? So, not only that, but that's what reflects what we attract to us in our lives. If I'm not important, you're going to attract people who aren't important. And in particular, when we try getting into a coupled relationship, any belief we have, your partner is going to have the same belief, but it's going to be acted out the opposite way.
So with that, what I was thinking is also, if you feel unimportant, then people are going to treat you
Unimportantly, exactly. And that's the
That's the
reflection that we have to learn. Okay? Now we have to learn about ourselves to open to love. And Elizabeth Kubler-Ross used to say, when we talk about relationships, that you have to work through unfinished business. What's unfinished business? Whatever we haven't loved with one of our parents is still unfinished. We end up attracting somebody unconsciously to finish that unfinished business. And when we can't do that, we start criticizing them. So we have to work on finishing where love was lost, whether it's with our parents, whether it's with our siblings. I found sometimes there's more issues with siblings than there are with parents. Meaning, if an older brother or sister didn't want you to tag along when they were playing, you would feel rejected and unimportant. Okay, so we have to look at a lot of things regarding relationship here.
And I see it like when you see the reflection back when somebody is not judging you or mistreating you, that's the signal of to look within and see where we're feeling not worthy.
Right,
And
right.
what is-
So it always goes back to the beliefs we may have come in with in that ancestral lineage influence, as well as how we feel about ourselves. Now, a lot of people in the New Age genre, if you will, and even in psychology, says you have to think positively. But it's more than just thinking positively. You have to feel positive inside. So you have to be in sync with the way you're thinking and the way you're feeling. And that takes a process.
And you do a process with this. You have a set process.
Well, I do a process when I work on our relationship to source, yes. And then there's a process that we can use working with each other in relationship, learning real listening skills. It goes back to the early effective parenting type skills of listen, listen, listen. Listen with your mind, heart, and might. Okay? Listen with your whole body. And this is something that's very challenging. I usually do an exercise with people in a group, and I'll say, I just want you to sit and look at each other for 3 minutes. Look into the eyes. And I can't tell you how threatening that is. People will end up laughing or talking, just avoiding that silence of being together. And this is how intimacy starts.
But the goal of the whole relationship, with not just intimate relationships, with everyone, the goal is that to open up to love.
Right.
That's
right.
And
you see, like a lot of people say, we have to love everything. And I say we have to be in a state of love with whomever we're with. You see, people are afraid of opening their hearts because they're afraid of getting hurt. But the reality is, if you believe like I do in the law of attraction, that what goes on inside transmits out and comes back, then if we're holding on to hurt or anger or mistrust, we're going to reflect more situations to perpetuate that anger and mistrust.
And project it onto other people.
Exactly. So we have to still work on opening our hearts to receive the divine love, the higher self love. And that's our biggest protection, because when we receive that love, we have more confidence, more security, we feel more whole, and we have more courage to speak up. But we speak up from love, not from anger.
Right.
And that makes a huge difference. And, you know, the only other thing I would love to say about intimacy is when two people, you know, like I have, again, couples that'll come and they'll say, I love him or her, but I'm not in love anymore. And what does that really mean? It means we're not open to our own love, to feel like we're in the love, and we're probably busy judging and criticizing our partner. And so when two people can open to this love and feel it without judgments, criticisms, that's when there's that real closeness and intimacy. And it's greater than emotional intimacy. It's energetic intimacy. Right. It feels like your two souls are merged together in oneness, and there's no body even. It's an incredible closeness.
And that's what everyone is seeking.
Right, right. And it could be with other people. It doesn't have to be just with a partner.
Right.
You can have this closeness just hugging somebody, feeling the warmth, being on a connection eye to eye, having the same type of opinion about something, and you feel the closeness.
Yeah, yeah. So you call something, you use the word tinglies.
Well, that's how I came to this concept. When my husband left and my ex-husband left and wanted a divorce, he said, I love you, but I'm searching for tinglies. And I started thinking about, what are the tinglies? And I thought about it for years. And I realized the tinglies are what we get when we're open to creative flow. and the energy just pours through us, and we manifest it through creative projects or through love relationships, because the creative energy and sexual energy is the same energy. It just depends on where our mind is at the time. So yes, for me, the tinglies is actually feeling sensations of creation passing through us. I mean, when I'm in that state, I get goosebumps. The tinglies. What surrendering really means is letting go of the emotional charge and opening up to love. Even in the most tenuous situations, if we open up to love and let go of the charge, that's when we see miracles taking place.